find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Team, we're set for football, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. Play action, Fields. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a tough penalty to officiate. Just ask the basketball refs, and they have to officiate block and charge.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring it down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. Here's Thomas. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Thomas. And this will be swung out here for counter. And they're going to get this up to midfield. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
They'll run for the first time with James Conner. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Looking to throw. Thomas. And this is going to be intercepted. Kyler Gordon picks it off. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
Oh, nice move. And some space here. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A huge play there for Chicago. 71 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields forced out to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Throwing on 3rd down. Fields fires the out route and completes it to Harris. Touchdown, Bears! A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds, down inside the 25. A big play there for Minnesota. 54 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
On first down, Thomas. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 18-yard line.
To throw again on second down, Thomas. And it'll be intercepted. And the Bears are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Out of the gun, Fields. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Fields shoves him aside. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. This defense for the Vikings, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
It's caught inside the 25. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Touchdown! An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Vikings, nothing. Mike Badgley set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
They're on the 17-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Vikings, nothing.
last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He's got a man. Complete. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. It's a gain of 35.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The Vikings had 5 and 11 on the year, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Thomas. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. No run back here for Jones. A touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Fields. Pass caught. It's Ben Skoranek. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 36. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
What's not cool about the gain there on 2nd down? That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And this is caught at the end. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. Throwing again is Fields. That one complete to Skoranek. Touchdown Bears! Ben Skoranek from 8 yards out. And the Bears have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 21-7. And that flag accepted.
Michael Badgley set to kick off.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Thomas throwing to start the drive. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Thomas. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the Bears are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now it's Fields. Open man is Skoranek. He's got it. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He's got a man complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard.
Complete to Ben Skoranek. 62 yards on the play. 1st down, Bears.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Fields on 1st down. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
A chance to really cap off a big 1st half here as they come up on 1st. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Another try after the 1st down sack. Fields. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone. From the gun, here's Fields. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with the throw to the safety valve, but it's 4th down.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
They snap it to Fields. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least...
And that's caught inside the 35.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Looking to throw. Thomas to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw. Thomas. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there. With his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game.
And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
On 2nd and very short, Fields. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Now a first down throw, Fields.
Being chased out left.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. 11 yards for number 11.
From the 50, here's Fields.
Over the middle, it's complete.
So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Again, it's Connor. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Here's Thomas. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. On 1st and 10 is Connor. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Connor up the middle. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Looking to throw. Thomas. Got a man. It's Ross, complete. And he will have the Vikings first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Here's Thomas throwing on first down. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 32 yards. And the Vikings are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 21. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Back to throw. Fields. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard pass.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Thomas under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. To throw is Thomas. Throwing on 3rd and long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, a 22. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Fields now to throw. Flush to his, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 21. A lot of ground to cover. Here's Fields. Dancing to his left. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been team
touchdown. Darnell Mooney, 37 yards. And the Bears have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Brandon, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Vikings 21. Michael Badgley set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Thomas. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That's a gain of 9. Makes it 3rd and 5.
Looking to throw. Thomas. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Daniil Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. To try again after the sack. Fields. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
3rd and long. It's Fields. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes a correct read there, passing on challenging a blanket coverage and getting the 1st down with his legs instead.
On 1st down, it's Fields. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. On the move past the 40. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a 1st. To throw is Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Harris. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice, safe throw and a good one.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
That swung out wide to Harris. He's going to have the 1st down and then some. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A game-winning field goal will be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. Back to throw. Fields. He gets it complete to Harris. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. All eyes on Fields. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. In a tie game fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They'd seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. It's up and good, and they jump back ahead, 35-28.
Makes the score Vikings 35, Bears 28.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken from about the 12. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Chicago! Ben Skoranek, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Badgley on for the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
That ties the game, 35-35.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Open man is Ross, complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made, in my estimation.
The Vikings send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Here's Fields. And he comes back with one complete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Fields. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. The way he's thrown the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like that there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
He's going to float this over the middle deep, and that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now Fields. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Offense is moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, Fields. That one complete to Skoranek. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So everything hanging in the balance, resting on the right foot of Michael Badgley. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and
so it's the Bears who will have the first chance to win this thing as we are underway here in overtime. Taken from about the 12. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
He's got a man, complete.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Well, that certainly changes things here because they're in field goal range already, but a field goal, that's not what they're looking for now, not after that big play right here in overtime.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
That open man that time, they ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Play action. It's Fields.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some big jelly or something like that.
And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Finding Harris on back-to-back plays.
And here he'll get it down to the 7.
From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. Now it's Fields.
It's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. Through an opening, and there he goes. 30, past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, we've seen him target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times, though.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we keep going. But they got stumped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.